here today with Joe and Harry Lalor, lads. Thanks a million for having us. So I suppose the story here, you're new into dairying, but you're on your third year this year now. So the first year you got in was a no-brainer, 2022. If it had stayed like that, everyone would be happy.
It'll probably be our best year, I'd say, most profitable year in our first 15 years or more for dairy farming, I'd say. It's funny now the way it worked out, but it was a great boost.
Twice. And Joe, I come to you, I suppose. How long are you farming the land here, or how long Lalor's on this land?
Well, my great-grandfather moved here as a tenant farmer in 1860 or that.
In 1860?
Yeah.
In the family since then?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah.
He was actually farming only 5 mile away before that on another tenancy there.
Right.
And we bought out, my great-grandmother then bought out the tenancy when the Land Act came in 1880 or something, 1880 something.
Jeez, right. A lot of pressure on you, so Harry, to keep the thing going.
Yeah.
And I suppose when you decided, or maybe both of you decided, obviously, to get into cows, what were your thoughts? Should you go to Australia, or what did you think?
Well, I suppose the farm is Harry's future, and I said to him, we were doing fairly well at the beef, but then there was a couple of bad years came, and especially when COVID came and that. Now Harry was young, and I said to him, if you're considering dairying for a good few years there, and we thought we'd give the beef a try. But anyway, I said to him, if you're going to go into dairying and you're young, you better start thinking about it now.
Yeah.
Because all the repayments, like banks and everything, you don't want to be owing the bank's money when you're into your 50s.
Yeah. To do it at this stage. Yeah. Yeah. And so happy with the decision, Harry?
Oh yeah, massively. So yeah, with the beef, we were fairly driving things on. We were being as efficient as we kind of could be, and no, it wasn't in it for the two of us to get a wage out of it, and then to be able to have spare time and stuff. We were very busy and not making enough.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
and life starts to move on. You need a mortgage and things, and you're getting married and whatnot, and you're having to think of the future.
Yeah.
And the cows were the only game in town. We've got this farm is a great grass growing farm. It's not somewhere you could look at ploughing the whole place or anything for tillage. You just wouldn't get the yields.
Yeah.
But anyway, the cows is superior to the tillage as well. It seems unless you're on a very big scale. But
yes.
No, it was the only feature. Yeah, 3. I think we were finishing 160 cattle for the first time. We drove everything on with the help of the Better Beef Farm program, actually, with Chagas, and then the beef price hit $3.30 a kilo that spring. And that was that then. That was it. We actually I think we were walking across the yard one day and we just said, a load of cattle went to the factory, and we knew we were getting feck all for them, and we said, that's that now. When we put so much work in over the years to get to that year where we thought that was going to be a sustainable level of income, and sure, we only broke even, we were lucky to break even. A lot of people lost a lot of money,
So we'll say third year in now. We'll go up to the shed there in a while, greenfield site. You moved everything down here. So just roughly, how many cows are in the field here?
There's 205 cows in the field here now.
Okay,
so there is,
great. Yeah. And they're all mostly, as we were just saying off camera, mostly in their third lactation now, we'll say, so they're really coming into their own now.
They're third lactation, and then there was 30 heifers each year after that, or 25 or 30 heifers each year after that, and there was a couple of bunches of cows bought, but I think there might be there's about 30 cows then as well, that are older,
Okay, I know, and we helped you with sourcing a lot of the stock here in the field, but geez, they're really nice type cow now, and as you're saying, you're kind of looking for a 580 kilo live weight cow to...
Yeah, 580 kilos, don't mind with solids, so there will be a touch of jersey in them, but they'll be all you know, there'd be very few of them too extreme. Like there'd be 25, mostly just the 12.5% jersey. Like,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. Well, you can see it even there. There's jerseys. They're not small jerseys. They're well-grown jerseys. Anyone that are here. So, yeah, no, really nice.
No,
really
we finished the calves out of them all, and we'd be.
So the beef man is still in you.
Yeah, I think it's phasing out now this year. All right, but
yeah,
we used up a lot of fodder last year.
Yeah,
finishing cattle, and then we had to buy it back, and it wasn't worth.
Yes,
finishing them. I think now these cows are. We're sort of learning how much these cows consume, like.
Yeah, and making it challenging as we're standing here in the June and the rain is starting to hit us now at the minute.
Yeah.
No, that's perfect. We'll go into the shed there and have a chat again.
Yeah, sure. This shed was put in last year. It's dimensioned for cubicles, but we didn't put the cubicles in yet, so we've peat moss in it now for the moment. The cows seem to be very happy with it and very comfortable, like.
Yeah. And as you're saying, you've milked off that in the spring.
We're milking off it in the spring now. Look, we'd try get out as much as we can in the spring. So they were probably in about 20 nights on that milking night in the spring, like.
And no issue with cell count, and you said no cows stood in a teat or no issues there like that.
No, our cell count has ranged from kind of 50 up to 150 this year, like, you know, goes up and down, and some of them were high cell count cows that we've taken out since, like.
As you'd have in the spring,
They were ones that they came into the herd, they were high cells, like.
Yes, and we were talking earlier as well, I suppose, Harry, that there's going into cows made it viable. You have someone here working with you full time as well.
Yeah. So we have a girl, Leah there. She's here full time, and then in the spring we'd have another girl, my sister. She's the last 3 springs she's worked for us for about 5 months as well. Like, so it's just like the farm has gone from barely supporting myself and Joe to being able to employ
person and a half for the year.
And employ another person and a half. Like, so.
Yeah. I will say with Leah here, that gives you flexibility as well. You're not tied 7 days a week.
Oh
yeah, you have the flexibility as well.
Coming from the beef and the sheep, it would have been hard to not institutionalised. Milking every day ourselves.
But as you said, as life moves on, you get married and whatever, you have that bit of flexibility now.
Yeah, and there's enough management in all the other stuff, like.
Yeah.
Just keeping grass in front of them and organising everything, like.
Yeah. No, so very good. Very good. And in the parlour here, then you have the draft that you put in there's a greenfield side here, as you say, the shed is new this year, and the parlour.
The whole thing is greenfield. So the original farmyard is about 300 yards away across a small road, like.
Yeah.
So look, this block here was more suitable for dairy farming. It's smack bang in the middle of the farm, like, and that's really important, like.
For walking.
It's really important.
Okay. Dairy master plant, what size did you go with?
It's 24 units with room for 30.
Okay, very good. So 24 is manageable, one person easily manageable.
Yeah. So if we go, so there's 205 cows now. If you kind of went above 240, you'd have to consider putting in the extra units and having 2 people milking or that. So it'd be kind of a big jump, like. But
yes,
we'll see.
What, I suppose, technology you put in the drafter here, the ACRs, or did you put feed to yield or any other?
It's feed to yield ready, but it's the tag readers and stuff aren't in it. Probably something down the line I'd consider.
Yes.
The drafter's just brilliant altogether, like. And the feed to yield, like, I've heard you mightn't increase. You won't really increase your yield, but you'll use less meal. Like. You'll produce the same amount of milk with less meal.
Yes.
So you will. So it's something, but all these things have got very expensive too.
They have, No, Roman built in a day. The cows they exit above here and come around this way, going back out to the field again.
Yeah, and they can draft into this pen here. There's a few gates to close.
Yes.
And stuff.
Haven't seen these in many places.
Yeah,
how'd you find them?
Before we had this shed, like with the cows, we had to winter them up here. So obviously the rubber slats were going to give them a bit of comfort, and it was something we'd hoped to do. Even when they're standing up on it, like, they're not standing on stones and things, like, the rubber just keeps their feet better, as far as I'm concerned anyway. And it was only it was something we'd hoped to do, but we didn't think we'd be able to do it for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And it was just with the milk price the first year, we were able to go in and do it, like, and just the cows love it, like they'd be running up and down it.
But you can feel it yourself to giving it, like.
It's like a mattress, like, it's great, like.
Yeah.
Oh, the cows, they have no bother lying down it. They're so happy up here in the winter, like.
Yeah. And you were saying, I remember, we'll say when you bought stock, it would have been the start of 21, you bought some heifers off me. The co-op at the time were putting restrictions on, and you took a gamble and paid off, I suppose.
So we were going to be restricted to 120 cows.
Yeah.
But sure, we had it built when they announced this, and 120 cows wasn't going to pay for it anyway. I know that much.
Yeah.
So we went up to 160 the first year. Just because we had heifers and things, we said we wouldn't go over the yield. Total, and then we just see what happens. And sure, it all worked out in our favour anyway, and the restrictions are completely gone. It's gone the other way now. So they're probably going to be looking for cows. Yeah.
I go, right, tell me what you're seeing for this farm here when we come back in 10 years' time. What's going to be happening here?
There'll probably be 30 units in the parlour with 2 people milking, and I'd probably get access across the road. I'd probably have access to the whole farm for cows, and probably end up milking 330 cows, I'd say.
Brilliant, yeah.
You kind of have to stay pushing on, like the cow profit has stayed profit per cow has been relatively static for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to stay increasing, or else inflation will catch up with you. Like,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's kind of the potential of the farm would be kind of that 320 or 30 cows, like comfortably, like. So,
fair play. So, where we went out to see the cows there, you've very good laneways in, the pastures are in quite well. Did you have a lot of work to do there, or was it set up from the beef?
The main laneway was pre-existing, like with the other enterprise, and we only had to put in about 400 metres going that way.
Okay. So
was all. But going forward now, we'll have to invest and try get across the road.
The other side of the farm, yeah. And all the water trucks, obviously, and all that were in there already from the beef.
Yeah.
So it's about this shade here. Obviously buying the stock, but the beef would have helped, I'd imagine, with buying in stock. This is where the main money was spent, really.
Yeah. We nearly swapped stock for stock because we had drove things on.
Yes.
So much, like.
Yeah.
On the beef enterprise. We got a stocking loan, okay, all right, but it was nearly just a bridging loan, like.
Yes.
Is what it nearly worked out to be, like, while we were waiting to sell our sucklers.
Yeah.
And then the main investment was just what we see here. That's it.
Yeah.
Borrow for that.
Yeah, you cover this side. Everything's under the one roof.
Yeah, no, it was when we were doing it. There was talk of all the collecting yards and stuff's going to have to be covered in the future.
Yes.
So really, we just decided then to put the extra 4 spans on the shed, just to have it future proofed, and it also meant then when we knew we'd be wintering cows up here on the slats that they were under a roof, like, it'd be just a lot easier on them. So.
Yeah. So the collecting yard here doubles up for feed space as well over the winter as the cows come from the 2 sheds.
Yeah, there's feed space for about 210 cows, like.
Yes.
So there is. And they're up here all winter getting fed, like, and then they can be buffer fed as well.
And is that harder to manage in the spring, we'll say, as cows are calving, that you've other cows here, is it?
Yeah, you can. There's kind of enough pens and things that you can kind of juggle them around, hold them. When you're only milking the first 50, they can kind of be held up there and then kind of run back around. It's a bit of juggling, like. But there's enough pens, like, between the shed and those slats, and there's a heap of pens, and a bit of juggling. And
you've some of the sheds below as well that you use for the calves.
We calve down there, so once they start springing, they're drafted out of here, down to straw, and then they calve down there. So they could be down there for a day, or they could be down there for a week, like.
Yeah, very good. So this is the parlour, the 24 ready for or 30 you said, wasn't it? If
yeah,
needed?
yeah, 24 ready for 30, yeah.
Yeah. Good machine?
Yeah, no, it seems to be going well. Like, sure, look, it'll want to, you'll know now, properly in another good few years.
Yeah. And yeah, the feed to yield is there, not wired up yet, you were saying, and then you have the ACRs is the other thing that's in as well.
Yeah, these feeders are feed to yield ready, like, so I just need to put readers in there.
Yeah.
And then it'd be feed to yield. That's really the only investment would be the tag readers and this computer software, but still adds up.
Yeah, and tell, like, people have like different designs on parlours and new entrants, it's hard to know. What did you do to find out what was going to suit you best, or did you do much experience in dairying before cows started calving here?
No.
Nothing at all?
I milked 3 times the weekend before I turned it on, down with Paul and David Hyland.
Okay.
So.
And you were an expert after that anyway?
Yeah. No, they're good teachers. Like.
Yeah.
But
were you worried about that?
No, not really. Like, I think the animal husbandry and all of that is nearly the most to learn, and we kind of had most of that from, we had lots of, we had livestock all our life, so we knew how to calve them and everything, and I was rearing calves as well.
Yeah.
For beef, like.
Yes.
I was rearing dairy calf to beef.
Yes, so the rearing calves.
So yeah, it was really just the milking, like, so.
Yeah.
No, I got a bit of help at the start. Like, a friend of mine, Robin Foote, came down as well a few times, and I had plenty of help. My sister was here as well, Ciara, and there was at least 3 of us in the parlour for the first kind of couple of months, and
yes,
we, with the ACRs and everything, like,
big help as well. Yeah,
it's a good machine, like, spec'd, and.
If you had your time back again now, if we were to talk to you back in whatever 2020 or 21, what did you do wrong? What did you do right?
I always wanted to put in a rapid exit parlour, but I'm kind of glad now I didn't, like.
Yeah.
Sometimes when the cows are slow to go out, you'd
prefer if they were
saying if it'd be grand, like.
Yeah.
But it wasn't worth the investment.
Yeah.
The only thing structural was I have a gap between the 2 slats, and by right I should have done 3 tanks.
Okay.
At 16-foot slats.
Yes.
And the whole place would have been tanked, and all I'm missing there is the end wall and the floor. Of the tank. Yeah. It would have been a very easy thing to do, and that's all, and just a bit of dung, and you kind of have to scrape the edge there and stuff.
Yeah.
All winter.
Yeah.
Which is maybe no harm because you're coming into the cows and stuff every day.
Yeah, seeing them. Yeah.
But that's the only thing building wise I regret. Like, I'm sure I'll regret. I'm sure it won't be big enough at some stage. Like,
but never. Yeah. A wise man said to me before, he's never once heard anyone complain about a parlour being built too big.
Yeah.
But often said too small.
Yeah.
But I would say just in general, Harry, like what has, I suppose, exceeded your expectations and gone very well that you thought mightn't work out, or is there anything there, I suppose?
Exceeded my expectations.
Like the peat outside, is it kind of a strange one? Not many people will be using that, and that's worked out well this year.
Yeah, that seems to be working out well. It's a good, like, I think, look, the peat's not going to be, I'm not going to be able to source it forever, like, but certainly a good stopgap.
I was just,
while before I invest in more concrete, like. And I think that shed would hold about 140 or 50 cubicles.
Yeah.
So I'd actually have to go further again, but the labour saving of that, like, I suppose, the peat has exceeded my expectations. Because, like, you're not going in and liming and scraping. Like, really, it's just there, and you just scrape the passage.
They find it so comfortable as well.
Oh, they love
Stock
it.
Very happy.
They have it in New Zealand and America. That's kind of, I could only really find stuff on the internet about it, like, and they call it high welfare sheds, is what they refer to it as. So, like, the cows love it, like, and even if there's cows bulling and things, they go in there, like, and they'd be lapping around. And bulls
just safer as such, nearly.
Yeah, we'll see. Like, I wouldn't be recommending it to anyone else until I have it for kind of 2 or 3 years.
I know, and see how it works out for you. Yeah. So Leah, you're working with the Lalors here.
Yeah.
Harry's saying you're here just over the year now at this stage.
Yeah.
How are you finding it?
Love it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
No, really enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's grand when you're working with lads that are, easy going really.
Yeah. Very good. And did you come from, what's your own background, we'll say, or how did you get involved in dairying?
I live in a town, and last calving season I worked with my brother-in-law on a farm. Then I kind of went from there then.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
You've no experience before that?
No.
No, right.
I only started last February.
Last February you started with dairy stock. And enjoying it?
Yeah. No,
Brilliant.
I really like it,
Yeah. And will you stay here for long, or will you be poached by someone else, do you think?
I think I was already tried to be poached already, but it was put a stop to.
Good.
You know, I don't plan on leaving anytime soon now, to be honest.
Very good.
Yeah.
And you enjoy, what's your favourite part of working on a dairy farm?
My favourite part? Probably, I don't know really, kind of just being outdoors and just being able to look after all the animals and seeing the day-to-day kind of work and all that put into it. And
Do you enjoy the milking?
Yeah, no, I do like it. They give me a bit of hardship at times, but no, I don't mind them, I like them, because some of them will come up and they let you rub them, and they're kind of nice.
Yeah, and you get to know the cows.
Friendly,
yeah. No, brilliant. Look, thanks a million to the lads there giving us the time, and Joe's complaining we never gave him prior notice. He never got a chance to shave this morning. But look, it was great to come out to the farm, I suppose, and see the positivity out here today, and to see that the dairy industry is booming at the same time, despite all of what you'd hear. And look, thanks a million for your time this morning, lads, and really enjoyed walking around the farm with you.
Yeah, no, thanks very much.
Thank you.